Triangle Rivalry.
There it is.
Triangle Rivalry Week starts tomorrow. First of all, I like all the people here. I like everybody in this office. We all get along. We all work together. Triangle Rivalry Week is not something that is going to be easy to say. And we're going to be saying it for the next 7 days minimum, a ton. Whoever did that is setting me up. Might as well be Sally sells seashells by the seashore week. I'm going to sound like Elmer Fudd by the end of it. Triangle Rivalry Week, also known as Twangle Rivalry Week. It's going to be really fun, okay? These games are going to be really fun. It's NC State at UNC tomorrow. It's Duke at NC State on Monday. It's UNC at Duke next Saturday. That is a really, really good group of games. And it's a luxury that I don't even know. I want to make sure we don't take for granted. I want to make sure we don't take for granted how those 3 games, they don't happen anywhere else in the country, right? They just don't. The history, the quality, those 3 games just don't. So from Saturday to Saturday, all 3 Triangle ACC teams will play each other. A little round robin.
Enjoy it.
Call it Triangle Rivalry Week, TR-dub, and sit back and take it in. There's a phrase that I use often, and it's one that I try to make sure I am also adhering to. It's appreciate greatness. We're seeing it a lot with LeBron right now.
Okay.
Which is, yeah, you can debate it all you want. Is it LeBron? Is it Jordan? Is it LeBron? Is it Kobe? Did he ruin the game with super teams? Is this? Is that? Do you agree with this? Do you agree with that? You can debate everything until you're blue in the face. But at a certain point, make sure you remember that, like, 40 years from now when you're talking to your grandkids, they're probably not going to ask you, hey, did you watch Jimmy Butler? Or hey, did you watch Jalen Brunson? I'm just picking random, all-stars, really good players, top percent of the top percent. But there is a good chance they're going to be like, what was it like watching LeBron? Right? Just like right now, hey, I don't know, did you ever watch Kareem? There's not as many people out there like, hey, did you ever watch Spencer Haywood? Right? There's just different levels to this. Appreciate greatness. Appreciate the greatness of college basketball that we live within and we get to feel. And now let's look at one of those games. NC State at UNC. You're bringing up that State has to keep the faith. To me, there's 2 sides to this. For UNC, it's another chance to get back to playing UNC-style basketball. They've won some games as of late. They've had some really memorable performances. R.J. Davis scored 42. They've had some things that people are going to remember for a long time, but their defense hasn't been playing lockdown like it was when they were playing their best basketball of the year. They haven't really had a game where, like, R.J. Davis and everyone else plays well in a while scoring the basketball. There's been, like, Cormac Ryan scores well. There's been Armando Bacot scores well. There's been R.J. Davis has a big game. There hasn't really been a game where, they're all working together and working off of each other. So it's another opportunity against a, for lack of a better term, middle-of-the-pack ACC team to play UNC-style quality basketball ahead of, obviously, Duke to end the season and then into the ACC and NCAA tournament. For State, this is kind of their Super Bowl week. This is kind of, I'd say their Super Bowl, 2.5 weeks. It's, if you aren't going to make the NCAA tournament, you kind of get to use this next stretch to end the year as a celebration, right? You play UNC, 2 days later you play Duke. That's right there, as tough of a 3-day stretch as you're going to get in the country. Then you do go into the ACC tournament after one more, and then that's your season, right? You can say, if you win the ACC tournament or if you shock the world 3 times, you get to go to the NCAA tournament, but you don't plan on that, right? Plan on what you can bank on. Next 2.5 weeks, there is your season. Kevin Keatts' job security is going to be a question. Right? For many, it already is a question. For some, it's already a sealed question answered. But if you beat UNC, you beat Duke, and you have a good showing in the ACC tournament, changes things, right? Changes things. Look at Dave Doran. All right, the bye week, not everyone, but we heard it, right? My social media, go back and search it up. I wasn't asking for it, but people were telling me about it. They were questioning his job. He wins 5 straight games to end the regular season. Now that program has all the momentum in the world. Kevin Keatts, there's obviously questions about his job. You beat UNC, you beat Duke, you get a big win or two in the ACC tournament, you might go into the offseason with momentum. So if Keatts is your guy, play for your guy. This can be the exclamation point on your season still, even after you acknowledge season didn't go the way you wanted it to. You lost a bunch of games that you feel like you should have won, or you feel like you could have won if you handled things better, if you got things figured out quicker, if your chemistry was better, if whatever, then you would have won those games. You didn't. The chance for you now is to figure it out anyway. The chance for you now is to play better anyway.
It's also Casey Morcell and DJ Burns' last time that they'll get to play against North Carolina, so they have the opportunity to leave a mark in a positive manner on this NC State basketball program.
And I would think about it like DJ Horn. DJ Horn is a guy from the area, right? He is a North Carolina kid.
True.
And this is his shot to go to the Dean Dome and make a memory, right? It's not just – Casey Morcell, who's been a part of this rivalry for a long time. It's also, Michael O'Connell's first, right? It's also DJ Horn's first and only. Like there's, as I started this off with saying, like, we should appreciate how great the Triangle Rivalry is, the Triangle Rivalry Week is. The players, they're a part of it.
They make the storylines.
As I've said 100 times, 20 years from now, If they're passing through the triangle, right? If they're just back, they want to get, show their kids where they went to college, and they say, yeah, you know what, I actually played at State. Or, yeah, you know what, I actually played basketball at UNC. Nobody's going to say, what was your record against Boston College? Right? No one's going to be like, how did you do against Miami Hurricanes? They're going to say, like, oh, I'm a State fan, what happened? Oh, I'm a Duke fan. What did we get the better of you? Those are the ones you're going to be asked about, so they are a little bit more important. I don't know why I made every fan in my impression like, oh, that's a weird impression.